Testing. All right, let's get this cracking. Get some microphonage. Morning, guys. How are we? How's the morning treat now? Hope everything's good. Morning. Thanks for the wave. Morning, legend. All right, let's double check we're all live on Facebook into the group. Send us a message if we're live, guys. I can't see at the moment, so I have to apologize. If any questions come through, can you either tag me or let me know so I can answer them? If I don't get to them today, can you do me a favor and send me a DM, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, cool. So Restream's been a dick. Won't let me see questions. I think there's a few people coming through, which is really, really good. Good morning, guys. How are you? All right, let's get started. As we know, today is Tuesday. It's 30 questions in 30 minutes. I'm trying to get through as much of these as possible, but sometimes I tend to particularly sway on one question because it might get me excited. So if you do have any questions you want to ask me about health and wellness, can you drop them in the comments anytime and I'll get to them. If I don't, as I said, I will try my best to get to them later on. And yeah, if you feel free anytime to ask me whatever you like. All right, so we do have, hey Tez, of course you're there, mate. That's good to see. That means we're cracking in the group. Hey Jules, good morning. Hey Lise, good morning. How are you? Hey guys over here on the other side. All right, question number one. Sorry if I look a bit disheveled. I just got back from training really late and I'm sweating like a pig. Should I be eating before or after my workouts? Okay, depending on what type of workout you're about to attack. I generally have some form of carbohydrates before I train. There are a lot of people out there that I swear by eating bigger meals, but I'm not a big fan of putting myself through strenuous exercise and having too much fuel in the tank that will push out a number two. That's my biggest concern. Hey, Dan, good morning. So for me, I eat something light, like maybe dry cereal or some rice cakes with peanut butter or something like that's got give me carbs and fats and a bit of sugar so I can train. Okay, we need carbs for energy, so you've got to give yourself some sort of fuel before you train. So something light and easy. If you're doing deadlift day or squat day or something really, really heavy, having a massive meal in your guts might not be beneficial, but for others, if they can time it 2 hours beforehand, gives you tons of energy to be able to lift. What you need is carbs for training, okay? Contrary to what everyone tells you about. You can still lose weight and gain muscle at the same time as long as you put yourself in a minor deficit, but also increase your protein. So before, we need carbs, sugars, fats. After training, I mean, protein does help as well, but if you're eating enough protein during the day, you should have enough already in the system. For me, after training, that's when I really start to refuel with proper carbs again and some protein to help with muscle growth and rehabilitation. Okay, so yeah, a light snack if you're eating before training, but after that, yeah, look at good carbs and good protein to get you back on track. Number two, what are some healthy snack options to keep me full for longer? All right, protein is the best thing to have in your guts to feel full for longer. Okay, we all know that. For me, things like Greek yogurts with berries, cottage cheese with cinnamon sugar and apples, like that's fiber and protein. Handfuls of nuts if we're being careful, like obviously the calories on those. Vegetables with hummus, hard-boiled eggs, apples with peanut butter, things like that. So anything that you like to eat that's protein and fiber based will keep you full. For a very long time. So look for those type of things as your options for healthy snacks to keep you full for longer. Also, drinking water when you're eating as well. It gives you that illusion of being full. So it does help. How important is meal timing for weight loss? It's not important, okay? It's absolutely not important. It's about calories over the day or over the week. So meal timing doesn't matter. That's why people fast, right? People fast so they can cut their eating time down to about 8 to 10 hours per day. Do they eat in that period? No. So meal timing doesn't matter. They can still lose weight. So as long as you eat within your calorie restriction, you increase your protein intake to 1.5 to 2 grams per target body weight, you'll be fine in terms of getting the right amount of energy for your daily intake, but you can still lose weight. Okay, you do not have to eat at 6. You do not have to eat at 12. You do not have to eat 30 minutes after training. You just have to eat consistently over the day and keep within your calorie limit. Do I need to track macros, or is calorie tracking enough? Okay. For our clients to get effective weight loss, they track calories and they only track protein. Okay. Why not carbs and fats? Because we don't want to overcomplicate it. They're not athletes looking to dial in on that last 1 to 2% of body fat. They are bigger people that just want to lose 10, 20 kilos and feel good about themselves. So calorie tracking is really, really important because you need to know what you're getting in so you're in a deficit. Protein tracking is really important so you can hit your protein target every single day. Okay. Carbs and fats aren't really necessary to track at if you're just losing weight for now. When you get into body composition and you start looking at detailing your body, that's a totally different story. Then we'll start looking at those. But we don't want to overwhelm people. Okay. If you start getting overwhelmed having to track so much shit, you won't want to do it, and then you'll put on weight. What are the best foods to reduce bloating? Okay, I've had this question come up a few times. Generally, stuff that's rich in fiber. That's definitely probably one of the biggest things that can help you reduce bloating, because obviously you're either backed up or gassy or all the rest. Tea is good for digestion. Bananas can help as well. But if you can avoid overly processed foods, which is what generally gives you that bloated feeling, it'll help out. High fat stuff, right? The chips and dip, or deep fried chips and stuff like that. That's the stuff that's going to get you and make you feel bloated. So we've got to avoid those as much as we can. I didn't say eliminate them. I said avoid them. How can I tell if I'm getting enough vitamins and minerals in my diet? The old what is it? Eat the rainbow. So if you can have a variety of different colored fruits and veggies throughout the day, generally means you'll get most of your vitamins and minerals in. A blood test is the best way to find out what you're deficient in. So if you want to do that, it's probably a good idea, especially for us guys and girls that are in our 40s. A blood test every 6 to 12 months is super beneficial to eliminate some form of potential disease coming up, or inadequacies with vitamins and minerals. If you take a multivitamin each day as a backup plan, you will have that covered. Okay, you will have that covered. So yeah, eat the rainbow, and you'll generally get most of your vitamins and minerals in. Are superfoods really that super, or is it just a marketing hype? They're definitely healthy. But no single food will make or break your health, okay? They're very well marketed, very well marketed. Spinach, blueberries, quinoa are great, but you don't need to spend a fortune on, chickens that are raised in a fucking bed with their owner, okay? There'll be a few less nasties in there, but you can't afford to have that all the time. We can't afford to be paying $25 a kilo for chicken breast when you can buy it for $9, and it's just about to give you the same sort of value. Okay, so balance is key. A variety of your diet will really, really help you, but those superfoods are generally marketed as super healthy and will give you that next level of weight loss, but it won't happen. Okay, how often should I eat throughout the day? Look, 3 square meals a day is really, really good level to balance on. Maybe a couple of snacks in between, but it's all about your calories in per day. If you can get your calories in 4 meals, eat 4 meals. If you can get all your calories and protein in 2 meals, eat 2 meals. It doesn't really matter. Okay, it's going to come down to your hunger period, whether you can last long without food. But for me, it's more divide your food into how much calories per day, and then eat those type of meals that'll suit your lifestyle. If you're on the run or a shift worker and you find it hard to have the food with you, find foods that are going to be higher in protein and minimal sort of in calories, so you can eat more of them on the run. Have plenty of snacks that are healthy for yourself so you can fill yourself up. But generally, rule of thumb, if you can have 3 square meals plus a couple of snacks in between, 5 meals each a day, you'll pretty much get yourself to the target of 1,500, 1,600, 2,000 calories, whatever it is per day. All right. Is alcohol really that bad for my fitness goals? It's not that bad, but it's extra calories. Okay. It's extra calories with usually fuck all nutritional value. So it's not giving you any benefit for your fitness goals other than a bit of a feel good or nostalgia, or maybe an experience with friends. Okay, that's probably the only benefit of alcohol. It can disrupt sleep. It affects recovery. And the other thing is, guys, and I might sound like I'm totally against alcohol, which I kind of am. It's a fucking poison that we rightfully choose to put in our system. So for me, it's not a necessity in life. But if you want to combine it with your diet or your weight loss, just be mindful of the calories. Go for a lower calorie beer or a low calorie option, and then you'll be able to fit it in with your daily intake. Hopefully that makes sense. What's the best way to reduce sugar in my diet? Again, avoid sugary drinks and processed foods if you can. Okay, if you eat whole fruits, much more beneficial than eating fruit juice or drinking fruit juice. Okay, you can't have, if one glass of orange juice is 15 oranges, who's going to eat 15 oranges in a sitting? Not going to happen, is it? So eating the fruit rather than the fruit juice is a much better way to do it. But just gradually cut back from having the sugar in your tea, or use stevia or natvia or anything like that if you feel like you need the sweetness. How can I improve my balance and coordination? Okay, unilateral exercises are your best bet for improving balance and coordination. What I mean by unilateral means using one body part at a time. For example, single leg deadlifts, or single leg squats, or pistol squats, or anything like that. Just that will give you that ability to practice on one body part and create less imbalance with your muscles. Okay, so lifting with dumbbells rather than a chest press will, for example, if left arm's stronger than right arm and you can use the same dumbbells, that's how you're correcting imbalances. So being mindful of your core, which will definitely be one thing that you'll need to engage a lot more to do those unilateral exercises. Okay, yoga, mobility work really, really helps, but for me, it's go to unilateral exercises. I like to do 4 weeks of, say, strength work, and then another 4 weeks of unilateral work, still strength, but lighter weights and correcting the imbalances. Should I work out in the morning or the night? What works for your schedule? What works for your schedule? That's all I'm going to say. Consistency is key. I used to work out in the afternoons because it worked out better for my wife to go in the morning and me go in the afternoon, because we have to look after the kids. And now that the kids are older, we get to go at 5 a.m. together and work out, which is really, really cool. Because that works in with our schedule at home. Okay. I work from home. If I feel like I want to have a rest and sleep in, I can go during the day, and that works for me. Might not work for you, but it works for me, right? So whatever works for your schedule is the greatest time to go to the gym. Consistency is probably the most important thing overall. Okay. So if you can't go to the morning, you can go to evening, great. But whatever makes you motivated and consistent, that's the thing to do. There's no right or wrong answer there. How do I know when it's time to increase my weights? If the last few reps feel too easy, it's time to go up. Okay. If you're on a set of, say, 10 and you're getting to 10 and you could do another 5, it's time to increase the weight. That's how I tell most of my clients to look out for increasing in their weights. Okay. Generally, it's every couple of weeks you start getting acclimatized to that weight, maybe 3 weeks, sometimes 4, and then you can gradually increase it. But just when you're aiming for 10 and you can get out 15, that's when it's time to increase it. That's the most simple way of doing it. Okay. Absolutely. Listen to your body. And if your form is shit, but you can still rep it out, go correct your form, drop the weights and correct your form. That's much more important than, ego lifting at the end of the day. Can I get fit using only bodyweight exercises? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you are a little bit overweight, say 10 or 15 kilos, you're actually already weight training every single day. You're walking with extra weight. Okay. So you kind of are strength training or resistance training. So yeah, absolutely. Push-ups, squats, lunges, planks, all that stuff is highly effective. But increasing your reps over time, you'll gain your strength, trying variations. That's why calisthenics works really, really well, right? We all see those people that do calisthenics. They're super ripped. They're super strong. They can do all those flips and shit because body weight is king. So the good thing is you don't need any equipment. So if you're away on holidays and you feel like you need to work out, you can jump on for 20 minutes and do a full body workout in the comfort of the lounge room where you're staying, or out on the beach, whatever. But yeah, you can definitely do it. How do I prevent injuries when I'm starting strength training? Okay, form is king. Form is king. If there's anything I want you to take out of today, is form is king when you're strength training. Okay, get it right. Learn how to do the exercises. Okay, you got to be humbled. You've got to be humbled. Warm up properly to get your muscles and joints ready, which is super important. I like to get my guys and girls to mimic the movement before they do the movement. So rather than going in and bench pressing 60 kilos, I'd say, hey, grab the bar and just do, 10, 12 reps of slow, nice and controlled movements to get yourself warmed up, get some blood. Yeah, I'm good, man. Get some blood into the area, and that's probably the best way to warm it up. You can do, some warm ups as in stretching and stuff like that, but I find it's more effective to do the actual mimic of the exercise first. Okay. Don't go and ego lift. Don't go and think, fuck, I haven't been to the gym for 10 years. I used to bench press 100 kilos and go and put it on and do it and then get yourself injured. Don't do it. Okay. Go back to basics. Go back to 20 kilos. Go back to 25 kilos. Be humbled. I think that's the best thing to learn out of it. And listen to your body. Okay. What's the ideal balance between cardio and strength training? It comes down to your goals. Okay. I used to do a lot of running and cycling, and cardio was probably my predominant training. So I would do a couple of strength sessions in while I was doing 5 days a week of running and cycling. That was for my goals. Now I'm lifting weights more. I'm doing 5 days of weight training and maybe 1 or 2 days of cycling and running. Okay. Because that's my goals. Whatever your goals are could be totally different. If you're on a weight loss journey, generally I'd like people to train 3 days a week in the gym and then walk every other day. Okay. Every day. Sorry. The days that you don't go strength training, do some extra walking. It's really good for you. It's good for the joints. It's good for the body. It's good for the heart. But also throw in some sort of mobility and flexibility work in there somewhere, especially if you're over the age of 40, because we seize up really, really quickly. I'm guessing most of you guys and girls out there are giving me a silent head nod and agreeing with me. But yeah, definitely, 2 to 3 sessions a week are great, but walking all the time. Do I need to stretch every day even if I'm not working out? Yeah, as you get older, if you don't use it, you lose it. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Stretching or mobility work most days will definitely help you to function more and more as you get older. It takes a lot more for us to get recovery in place the older you get. You're not 20 years of age. We can't go and play 3 games of football on the weekend and go drinking with our mates and rinse and repeat. It doesn't work like that anymore. So stretching daily, doing some mobility work will definitely help you out in terms of longevity. How can I make sure I'm not losing muscle while doing cardio? Okay, like we just talked about before, combine cardio and strength training. Okay, eat enough protein so your body can repair the muscles and grow. But yeah, limit the cardio a little bit less if you don't want to lose your muscular system. Okay, strength training is the best. Is walking really as effective as people say? Yes, it's definitely great for overall mental and physical health. Mental and physical health. It gives us time to ourselves. It gives us time with our dog, our kids, but it also is really, really beneficial for your cardiovascular because it's a form of cardio, low steady state cardio. Great for the mindset. Give yourself 45 minutes, an hour to be with yourself outside and just walk and listen to your brain and work out problems in your life. But yeah, it's really, really beneficial on a weight loss journey to give you a couple 100 extra calories in your sleeve just in case you have a nasty little snack along the way and you don't fuck up your whole day. Okay. How can I stay consistent with cardio when I find it boring? Try different activities. That's probably the best thing. If you're getting sick of walking, try some cycling or swimming. That's probably the best thing to do. Maybe go to a HIIT class or something once a week and just jazz it up. Go with your friends. Maybe get a friends group or a walking group, join a walking group or something like that. Listen to music, a podcast. Yeah, that's probably the best way to spice up if you're sick of doing cardio. How important is a cool down after a workout? Very important to get your heart rate down, especially if you taxed yourself. It will help reduce some of the muscle soreness by flushing out the lactic acid. So we need that. That's really, really important if you want to get up and walk, or if you want to go to the toilet in a couple of days after doing heavy squats for DOMs. But it's a really good time just to sending yourself, give yourself a pat on the back for a great workout, and then get up and go again the next day. What are some signs that I'm not recovering well enough between workouts? Okay, fatigue, tiredness, aches and pains, poor sleep, irritability, anger, not being able to lift the weights that you normally lift, I think for me or anybody else out there, you'll probably agree, is when your body is screaming out to you to have some rest. That's generally the best signs of fatigue and you're not recovering enough. Okay, so listen to your body. It's really bloody important. Are there benefits to taking a complete rest week? 1,000,000,000%. Do I do it? Probably not as much as I should. Why? Because I really love to train. I love the mental health benefits of training. So sometimes I find it detrimental to my mental health if I do not train. But if I want to get my muscles to repair and recover, generally every 8 weeks, having a deload week, a rest week, is really, really beneficial for your body. It helps prevent burnout mentally and physically, big time. You generally come back stronger. You generally come back and you can increase your weights because you've given yourself extra fuel and extra rest. So your body's had time to, recover from that, get your muscles recovery. It's just smart training. It really, really is. Do you see world-class athletes train 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Now they always have some form of rest day where they have some rehabilitation. So time to, get the muscles ready. How can I incorporate active recovery into my weekly routine? Light walks, leisurely swims, biking with the kids, yoga, stretching, cycling, swimming, anything like that that's really low impact on the body is super beneficial for you in terms of recovery for your weekly routine. So do those things. They're really, really good. Can I exercise when I'm sore or should I rest completely? I can't tell you the answer to that question because I don't know your body. But for me, if it's a niggly injury that I know has been there for a very long time, I will not train. I'll let that recover. If it's just fatigue, it's different. It's totally different. Okay, you've got to know the difference between fatigue and injury. It's a big difference. Okay, if it's something that's been niggling for a very long time, like I point to my shoulder because I had that for a while, give it rest and then start again. Okay, go see someone and get proper movement techniques to get down and get that pain fixed. Okay, but can you exercise when you're sore? It's on you. It's not for me to tell you. But you got to know the difference between being sore and being in pain. Okay, really, really important. How do I create a workout routine I can stick to long term? Easiest thing to do is find shit that you love doing and rinse and repeat. Okay, find shit you love doing and rinse and repeat. I love cycling, so I do that as much as I can. I love lifting weights, so I do that as much as I can. I enjoy them. They're not a chore. They're challenging for me. Change your workout routine every sort of 8 weeks, which will spice it up. And it'll give you new things to look, maybe a new exercise and everything to aim for bigger lifts on. Set realistic goals, progress, not perfection, right? We're going to remember that. Schedule your workouts like they're in bloody important appointments, okay? Put them in your diary. They're non-negotiables. I do that. I make sure that my mental health doesn't suffer because I'm always physically doing something for my body. Okay, but mix things up and doing things that you enjoy are really beneficial in terms of longevity to training. What should I do if I feel intimidated by others at the gym? This is a hard one to tackle because everybody's different, but it's a very common thing. You're not alone when this happens. Okay, I know of tons of people that get so excited and pumped to start doing their training. They get to the gym, they walk in, there's muscle men, muscle women there that feel super intimidating, and they stop them from doing the things that they love the most. Okay, don't be intimidated by others that have been there for 15, 20 years working on themselves. Okay, they are absolutely some of the best people that you can ask for advice, but you feel intimidated by, I get it. It's important to rest train. I have tattoos after the gym. Awesome. Well done. That's excellent. Yeah. So, if you're feeling intimidated, remember why you're there. Most people are focused on themselves. Okay. The mirrors aren't there for people to look at themselves generally, because most people do, but it's to focus on form. It's to see if I'm hitting the right muscle. Okay. Am I hitting the right muscle? Most intimidation comes from not having a program or a plan or not knowing how to use the machine. So get a program. Ask for a PT session and get them to show you the machine so you know what you're walking into. I like to know what I'm doing before I do it. So if I go to the gym and, for example, the squat rack's taken on a Wednesday, because generally everyone does legs on a Wednesday, I can go to the next exercise and not feel like out of whack. Okay, so preparation will definitely help. Find it the times there's less people and try and go then. That's another way to do it. get some really good tunes on, a podcast or something to put. I call them the blinkers. When I have my headphones on, they're like my blinkers. I focus on whatever I'm listening to. It makes me feel good. But you just got to remember, no one was born lifting weights. They all had that intimidation. Okay, they all had that intimidation. So you've got to remember what your why is. If it's for you to become the best version of yourself and you need to lift weights for that reason, to lose weight, to gain muscle so you can eat more food, keep remembering your why. Keep remembering your why. How can I make healthy habits stick when I have a busy lifestyle? I really hate that word busy. I think it's overused. How can I make healthy habits stick when I'm on the go all the time? I think that's a better way to frame it. Preparation is key. Prep meals ahead of time. Get your gym equipment out or your gear out the night before the gym, so it's sitting there in your peripherals when you go to bed or brush your teeth. It's there. You're like, okay, cool, I'm going to go to the gym in the morning. As I said before, booking all your gym routines as if they were appointments in your diary. That way you won't forget. They're important. Set small achievable goals. Again, it's another thing that will come up that fit in with your schedule, but you've got to remember, in order for you to get to where you want to be health wise, you have to have a level of consistency. Okay, so that comes down to preparation. Discipline creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. We are not always motivated. If we're not disciplined, we lack that motivation. Okay, remember that. Remember that. How do I deal with feeling guilty after overeating? This is one of the most common questions I get asked on the daily, and it's generally by the girls as well. And it's not me being sexist, it's just generally by the girls. Okay, first and foremost, look for the triggers. Easy to say, hard to do, but look for the triggers of why you're overeating. Okay, generally, most overeaters come from some trauma background, and a trigger gets them to go back to finding something that makes them feel comfortable. And most of the time it's food, and it's generally high calorie stuff. Okay. Because it makes us feel good for 30 minutes and then we feel guilty afterwards. So yeah, find the triggers if you can. That takes work. Get help if you can. Don't punish yourself if it does happen. One meal, one day won't fuck up 7 days or 1 day. Okay. One meal in your day or 1 day of eating shit won't fuck up your whole 7 days of eating well. Okay, 7 days will, but not one. Okay, so don't punish yourself. Just flick the switch and get back on track with your next meal. Put it aside. Just go. You know what I do is, if I have a donut or something like that nasty, I'll go, hey, guess what? I've got more energy for the rest of the day. I've got more fuel in the tank to work out or go for a longer walk because I've got that energy to burn off. But reflect on what led to the overeating when it does happen. Look at that and go, it was this thing that happened which made me feel sick inside. So I went to what I know best, and that's overeating. Okay, that's the trigger. But remember, you're human. Okay, you're human. It happens. Progress, not perfection. Aim for greatness. Don't aim for perfection. Perfection is unattainable. Greatness is achievable in everything in life. Okay, last one. What's the best way to manage stress without skipping workouts? I use workouts as stress relief. If you can do a boxing class or do some form of running that exerts yourself, it's really, really good for stress relief. Shorten your workouts if you need to, 20 minutes or so if you have to manage the stress of not, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Do 5 30-minute workouts a week if you can. That's equivalent to 2.5 proper gym sessions a week. That's great. Okay, if that helps. Try activities like yoga or Pilates that slow you down mentally and physically. They're really, really good in combating stress. But remember what workouts do. They boost endorphins, which is a natural stress relief. So workouts are really, really good for that. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, that was good. I like these 30 and 30 because they're short and sharp and sweet. I appreciate everyone joining today. And if you do have any questions you want to send me in the DMs, please feel free to do that. I'm more than happy to answer it at any time. If you need a free meal plan or a free workout plan to help you on your journey, send me another DM and let me know. And I'm more than happy to send you a copy of a week meal plan or a high protein recipe book that I've done, or a day program that'll help you out. I'm here to help. Okay, I'm here to help.